sorry. I'm so sorry. So here, if you ask any kind of a geometrical stuff, so these are the
Okay.
very, very important. So we are going to cover not the dynamo training, we are going to cover all these concepts. So the first thing is
Okay.
like algorithms. So visual programming requires you to think in terms of creating algorithms. What do you mean by algorithm? That we'll see that in the training part. Okay. So programming
Okay.
logic for every programmer from today onwards, like you are not a modeler, you are not a coordinator, you are not a manager. Your vision should be in terms of like a developer. A developer has a really really good vision. They would have to log. Just give me a second. Why the meeting ID is invalid? Maybe he's using something wrong. What is this? Ask him to use this. It's supposed to work, no? Check, check. Okay, I'm so sorry. So, the programming log. You need to understand the programming logic and the concepts of a data types, variables, and input and output. You know, this concept itself, it will take almost like 8 to 10 hours to complete this entire training. For the first data types, the 3 days concept, it's purely into the data types. If you are good at data types, uh, you will build a different, I mean, you will get a different kind of a, the energy levels. You will seriously, you will be very, very confident on what you are trying to play with. So every element you supposed to see in a perspective in the data types. The first 3 days training, it's going to be on the data types, guys. Okay. So it's very, very important. And when it comes to the variable, so the data types will be stored somewhere. The data should be stored somewhere to recall the same again and again and again. Okay. For that sake, the variables. There are input variables, there are output variables, there are user defined variables, there are predefined variables. So there are different kind of variables you do have, and implementations also we have many. So you will be learning everything in this training program. So input and output. Array, this is the very, very worst thing, and this is a very, very happiest thing. If you're able to understand the input, you can rock the show. If you don't understand the input, you will completely drawn into the disaster stuff. You understand? So input and outputs are very, very important while you're playing with a visual programming. While you're playing with a visual programming, and there are beautiful tips that I'm going to teach you to make you understand how you can able to understand any kind of uh I mean like any kind of an input variables, and you can predict what it is exactly going to be giving you as an output. If you're good at these four concepts, perfect. I mean, you'll be getting this entire ideals in just matter of like 6 to 7 days. Six to It'll take 6 to 7 days to finish this concept. Seriously. Okay, because I hope you've been seeing like some sort of videos from different like third party, I mean like from learning sources like Udemy or LinkedIn. So they're saying learn Dynamo in just 3 hours. Seriously, I don't understand. For one single concept, I take 2 to 3 hours. How can you learn this entire this training in just matter of this 3 hours? Seriously, I'll really shock. So at the time of like just 1 year ago, we used to 1 year, like not even like 1 year, 6 months ago, we used to provide the training for like 20 hours, this entire Dynamo. 20 years. Still, I used to feel that that's not sufficient to be handled, and we used to like finish that as quickly as possible. But later on, when we are getting the requests from the clients that we need so and so candidate, but the person who been trained from Bimara, like they are not sufficient with their knowledge, then we started adding more concepts. it was like anything. The 20 hours training been into the 40 hours now. At the time of we trained the people on the 20 hours, we sent a lot of people to the companies. But now it's a 40 years, and you will be learning each and everything in a very, 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 very detail. Okay, and you will not get a kind of a trainer like me at any cost. So I will not act like a trainer, and you are not you're not a students as well. You're like my brothers completely. Okay, so feel free when you are in the training period, and I want you to be very, very active. So generally when you are learning with something, you'd have a like some sort of a stuff like, array, how can I ask this? He's a trainer, he has a very expensive he scolds in front of everyone. Nothing. Whatever the question you asked, I'll never laugh into it. I do maintain that dignity with everyone, whether you are a fresher in the BIM, or you have a 10 years of experience. I do treat everyone as like the same. Okay, so once you get into this, you will be very, very good at start understanding the scripts first. So then once you're done with this, the rest of the components are the building blocks. So the block we generally called as a nodes of a visual programming, and can include blocks that represent functions, objects, and other elements. Functions in the sense the way you write the formulas, or the way you write the logic, or whatever. Object in the sense if it is an element that we will be calling them as an object. If there is a data which you are trying to extract, let's say parameter values, you have a 500 elements. So every in 500 elements, you have a different parameter values assigned to it. Now, you want to filter the elements where the x parameter value been assigned to it. For example, you have a 500. Let me show you. Okay, so what you're going to learn in this training. So I'm going to show you just like a brief picture. Mechanical coding. So note down your questions if you have any. I'm going to clear everything. Okay, don't hesitate to ask. Seriously. Okay, if you feel scared to ask, you will not be you'll not be a right person for this. I mean, for my training especially, you should open your mouth. Okay, so comments. Let's say Mark. Let's say this is a C building. Let's say C building. So I have some other elements like uh, comments like a B building. These are B building columns, and these are, let's say, A building comments. Okay, now I want to filter only the elements which contains the parameter value A. How to do that? So filtering concept. So here each and every element which is going to be act like an object, even the storage that I have kept somewhere, this is also will be considered it as an object. Okay, so where is this getting from? Okay, so how does how do we play with all this? How do I remember all this stuff? Yesterday someone asked me in the webinar, you are an expert, you have a 3 years of experience or a 6 months of experience. So from based on my 6 years of experience, I'm not telling all this stuff. If you understand the logic which makes sense more than an experienced candidate. If you don't know the logic, you can't argue with an experienced candidate. If you are good at logic, you can argue with anyone. For example, the same logic, if you are a modeler and you are very, very poor in the designing, you can't talk to an engineer, or you can't argue with your coordinator. If you are a modeler with the design knowledge, you can argue with an engineer, and you can get that the model done. You can check with the coordinator, and you can help the coordinator as well. Without design, there is no modeling. It's useless modeling, seriously. So you're just like a toy, what you have an instructions. Do you understand? So without the designing, where there is no modeling, like if you're not good at logic, you'll never be a developer. So I'm gonna teach you some sort of like how to get the logics. There are some sort of a tools will which help you to understand. Even I'm a very short term memory candidate. Seriously, I'm not joking. So sometimes when I'm taking decisions, sometimes I do deviate the concept, and the students help me out to, sir, you left that concept there. Okay, this is how it is. But why? Because if you have a question, it's my responsibility to clear that questions from your mind. Otherwise, you keep on you keep on carrying the same doubt till the end of the training, and you don't focus on the training like what I'm teaching you. Clear, guys? So, first I'll clear your doubts, then I'll get into the training. We have a 2 hours of training every day, and this is not, it's not completely 2 hours, is not mine. For the first 15 minutes and the last 15 minutes, it's your time. Harass me like anything. No, if that 15 minutes, 30 minutes is not sufficient to harass me, join 10 minutes before the actual time, and then clear your doubts. Is it clear, everyone? Is it clear,
Yes, sir.
everyone?
Yes, sir.
Hmm?
Sir, can
Good.
I ask you something?
Yeah, Mohammed, tell me.
Yeah. Sir, actually, I am like, as you know that I am working. So the thing is, I have so many ideas to implement in the Revit model
Hmm.
because I want so many shortcuts because I have already tried so many things to do it with the help of the shade parameter or project parameter. I couldn't do that. So what I want to ask is, when you are teaching, after how many days I can start working on those things, on those apps which I wanted to
Can I
like
say six
develop it.
months? Can I say 6 months?
Hmm?
Do you agree? If I say 6 months, do you happy? If I say
No,
six
sir.
months,
With
no,
no, the
I
kind
don't
of
think that.
explanation what I am getting from you is like, I can do it. I think. I mean, before like within a month, I can start working on it, on those
See,
things.
I'm promising you, everyone. See, to be frank, okay, this has been proved. From the fourth day onwards, you'll be start writing your own scripts from the fourth day onwards. There is a very, very important concept. If I finish that concept, it will take 3 days. The same concept, only one concept, it will take 3 days to finish. So once I finish that concept, you will be able to see everything, which is very easy to fetch. You understand? You can start assigning the
Okay.
values from different places, and you will be start playing with from the fourth day. Okay, on the fifth
Even
day,
I
I'll
even yes, sir. Even I can work on the schedules also, sir. I can play with the schedule also
after the fourth day. Seriously, I'm not joking
after
this.
that.
I'm not lying for any admission sake. Okay, this has been proved like with all of the students. So until unless I'm very confident on this kind of stuff, I don't give any false commitments. Fourth day, you will be definitely start playing with export. I mean, if I take the same concept within a 15 minutes, you'll be very you'll get some sort of confident by today itself. Seriously. Okay, but
Okay.
let it be in a very traditional method. So there are two methods I'm going to teach you during the training: one, the traditional, and the shortcut. If I teach you the shortcuts, you don't know how to do that in a traditional method, because the
Okay.
shortcuts will fail during the interviews. So if you understand the traditional method, you will get a lot of logics. You'll get a lot of logic. Okay, so I'll
So
be
should I
always.
should I should I hold myself back? Should I hold myself back until you teach the conventional way, and then I can start working on the script, or like I'm confused. Actually, I'm excited that because of that excitement, like I don't want to go wrong. Actually, you are my mentor. Please, you teach me how to go, how to have a better approach towards this learning.
Don't worry, Mohammed. Don't get panic, huh? And don't get stress also. Okay, so it's very, very easiest language. But when it is going to be used, if you understand a concept in a very, very easiest way, then you can understand even if it's the toughest concept also, there should be a person who teaches you in a very fruitful manner. And trust me, I'm the one. Until unless you understand the concept, I don't leave you. If it is 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, midnight, 2:30 also, let them people who understand the concept, let them leave. If you stay, I'll sit with you and keep on explaining with different examples. Clear? See, I'm doing this kind of a training. So it's because of I'm passionate in teaching. Understand? It's not for like the sake of money or not anything. Okay.
Yeah, I have
So
experienced this thing, sir. For the first time when I called you, I think I called you around 12:30 or 1 o'clock. I messaged you and you replied. I'm very happy with that. MashaAllah. You are very dedicated, sir.
okay, fine. So, shall I continue, Mr. Mohammed? I'm so sorry. Okay,
Yeah,
because we
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have
Okay.
time. Let's continue. Okay. So here we have like you are going to play with a different kind of a parameters. So even though that parameter is also going to be act like a objects. So you will be knowing how to play with the objects and everything. So other elements in the sense we will be generally calling as an element IDs. So how do I keep all this stuff? So where, I mean, how I can become a developer? Because when it comes to the development, there would be a lot of like conditions. There are a lot of functions. There are a lot of predefined variables. There will be a lot of what do you say that reserved keywords. The preserved keywords would be there. How do you remember all this stuff? To be frank, it's not at all required. For example, let me show you. We already have a tool. When I select any element, so these are the parameters I can able to see. Correct? Correct? Let's say electrical fixtures. Guys, you have to speak something when I'm asking any question. So sorry. Okay, I'm expecting only one thing. I want you to be answered. That's it. I'm not expecting anything. Say yes or no. Simple. Clear? So when I select this element, so I can see only these parameters and I can see some other parameters. How many we have? Let's consider 4,
Oh,
6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here we have instance parameters. We have a 12 and 1, 2, 3, like something like 12 or 13 parameters on this. Total we have a 25 parameters. This is the not only the session. I mean, these are not only the parameters we have to play with. I mean, if you are a programmer, like generally the programmer should have a third eye. A third eye in the sense they can see the invisible things which the others can't see. So that third eye is a rivet lookup. The third eye is a rivet lookup. I want to snoop the
okay.
data selection. Okay, so when I snoop it, the entire data, this is the actual data. This is the actual data where the others can't see. Not only this, let me show you. When I'm enter into the bounding box, I can see some other stuff again. If I enter into the transform, there is another properties palette. See how many values I have, how many parameters I have. If I want to fetch the Z direction of it, I can how to get this. Let me close it. So if I want to get the ID of it, so this is an element. So that the property, let me give you a basic idea. So the one we have to read with a blue colored text. Let me mute everyone. So we have the blue color bar, So it is an element dot, put a dot next to it and ID. Simple. Element dot level ID. Element dot
This, from
location.
where, sorry, from where you'd open this window?
This is a reboot lookup tool. It's an external plugin you have to install. That I'll explain you in the training. Don't worry. Okay.
Okay,
Clear?
okay.
So element dot name, element dot owner view ID, element dot parameters. So element dot parameters map will not work. Element dot geometry will work. Element dot document will not work. So you have to apply some common sense which of the parameters will work and which of the parameters will not work. Do you understand now? You clear? So you have to apply some common sense. But how do you apply that common sense? If you are aware of that, if you're having some idea of it, then only you can. Otherwise, no. So I'm going to teach you all this stuff. I don't let you struggle. But when do I explain this rivet lookup tool? It is a shortcut method. So there is another traditional method. So yesterday somebody asked me like how can I get that nodes and everything. So that is a traditional method. The traditional method in the sense, so how to find for a particular node? If you do it alone, it's a traditional method. No, if you would like to use someone's help, then it's a shortcut method. So first we'll just go with the traditional method, then I'll explain you the shortcut method. Clear? Clear, everyone?
Okay, sir.
So this is going to be the second thing again. Flow charts. What do you mean by flow chart? You, I mean, you have to understand there are some sort of a workflows. For example, what is that? Um, app dot diagram. It's not net. There are some live. Oh, we have already have a script here. Okay, so we already have a script ready in the front. Generally, what do we do? We will be. This is a flow chart. So every programmer supposed to be like practice with from the day one itself. You have to be practice with these kind of a flow charts. For example, you have a let's take the same example. Do you understand what is happening here? Anyone? Do you able to understand at least 30%, 50%? Do you
Okay,
understand
means
what it does?
yeah, it is detecting the clash,
Hmm. Then,
and if there is a clash, then it will go to the 20 walls divided by trace, and if there is no clash, then it will go to 80 walls, something like this.
okay, fine. Okay, so this is in a block wise, though, so that is the reason you're able to understand. If the same program which is in the coding, do you able to understand that? No,
No.
correct? Even though at least for
Yeah.
one or two lines, you're not able to understand it and you'll close that and you'll do it manual, right? So if you have that
Yeah.
something which is similar to the blocks, it's very easy to grab and connect it. So here I want to get all the elements of, I mean, what is an element? Walls here. So I want to get all the trays here. So I'm having walls here and I'm having trays here. Clear? So I will be connecting these two into a different place. So what does that? In this block, it will check where these two got intersected. Is it clear? So
Yeah.
how to get all these walls? How to get all these walls? What is the specific node to get all the walls in the model? Logic? So you have to find a block for it. Then how to get all the trays in the model? So what is the node for it? Apply the traditional method, apply these methods, how to find, how to get all the trays within the model. Clear? Fine. So
Yeah.
if I finally, like, luckily I got some nodes and I connected to a different block where it can find the intersection points of it. Fine, you have the intersection points. What do you do with that intersection then? What do you do with that intersection then? That intersection points will be, if there is any intersection, please follow this method. If there are no intersection, if there are no there are no clashes, then how, let's say we have we have 100 walls or we have 100 trays, whatever. So when I connect this to this, it found 20 walls are getting clashed and 80 walls which are not clashing with any trays or nothing. Is it clear? So I want to cross check with these walls. Are there connecting with, are there cross, I mean, are there any intersections happened with the ducts? So which is checking with the 80 walls. I'm going to check some other ducts or whatever. Is it clear? So,
Yeah.
okay. So this is the way we have to write our own logics by using this kind of a workflows. I'll explain you how to do this. It's very easy. For example, if you want to drag this, so just drag here. I mean, if you want to drag something here. So if I got this, so let me connect this to this. Let me connect this to this. So once it is clear, so I would like to write something, text. So element count, whatever it is. I mean, if you want to play with something, type. Otherwise, generally when it comes to the logics, for me, I'm very bad at remembering all this stuff. Okay, seriously, I have this problem. Okay, so what do I do? I mean, if something strikes, if I want to do something, first I'll create the flowchart. Then I'll start working on it. If I got stuck somewhere here, then I easy to understand. Okay, I got stuck here. Successfully, I got these elements. So successfully, I got the intersection points. So I have to write an if condition. How to write? So you will be learning these kind of a flowchart creations during the training. Okay, it's clear.
Okay, sir.
So interface design.
But sir,
Interface, yeah.
how to access this website, sir?
I'll share you the details in the training part. Don't worry.
And even today, I have tried the bimera.net.in, sir, but I couldn't find, I couldn't go to it.
Is that no? Maybe you have mistaken it. Let me copy this link here in the chat box. Okay.
But because I am from Kuwait, sir, so I am like maybe it is not available here, or I don't know.
Okay. Okay. No, no, not exactly. It'll work in any reason, Mohammed. We'll discuss that later. We'll
Okay.
discuss that later. Okay. So
Okay.
interface design
Okay.
in the sense, this is nothing but a UI. UI in the sense, like most of the people feel that, Rajesh, in the training, what are you going to teach me? I mean, what about the UI? So what is the new? What is a custom node? What is a open? So what is this recent history? So what is the backup? What is the discussion form? What is the Dynamo website? Everything. I'm not going to miss even single pinpoint when it comes to the UI. Okay. I'll teach you each and every option in the file. I'll teach you every option in the edit, view, packages, settings, help, everything. I'm going to teach you each and every concept and where it has to be implemented. So this is a UI part. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this is a UI part, interface design. So whereas the another one, debugging, visual programming can help to simplify the debugging process of a program, making the program more transparent. What is the debugging? So you are playing with a different kind of coding terminologies. So sometimes, for example, Mr. Satyajit has created a script and he would like to share it to the Santosh Chavan. So what happens? It's working in Satyajit machine, but it is not working on Santosh Chavan machine. So there is a sort of a troubleshooting. Okay, so you have to, even though like it's working in Satyajit mission, it's not working in Santosh mission. Why? It's working in again in Vetri mission, it's not working in the Virus mission. Why? So you have to apply some, like some sort of a like troubleshooting techniques. Understanding the concept is completely different. If you, I mean, when you become a coordinator, if your team has a problem or if you have your problem, if you could able to solve it, if you could able to solve someone's problem, then only you can become a coordinator. Either it is a design part or it is a modeling part, whatever it is. So if you would able to solve something, then only you can be considered. It's like a, if you say no for anything, no, you still be the modeler or still be the senior modeler, whatever. You understand? The troubleshooting is a very, very important stuff when it comes to uh, the coding part. You should be not only coding, like whatever. Okay. So when it comes to, for example, if you once you done, there are a few more concepts next to it. The concepts that uh I've been showing you in this, where is that? I'm so sorry. um what is a Dynamo training? No, it's or, curriculum. Yeah, it's curriculum. So these are the concepts what we are going to show you. These are very, very less concepts because, we are not releasing, we don't want to release the curriculum out, the actual curriculum. Okay, this has been developed almost like a 8 months ago, 8 to I think 10 months ago. Okay, we have added many concepts to it. The one yesterday I've shown you in Excel. Okay, so you are going to learn each and every single concept. In everyday training, you are going to get at least 20 to 30 tips for sure. Okay, I will be focusing on the concept as well as I'll be focusing on the tips and tricks. The way you will be completely overfeeded. Trust me. Okay, you will be overfeeded with, generally it will take at least at least 1 to 2 years to get all these concepts. If you Google it, if you don't know what to ask to Google, it's a very, very bad thing. But I have, like, my experience, the 6 years of experience to be feed in just a matter of 30 days to you. Then you will not be a you will not be a like beginner at all. Trust me. Okay, so I will teach you to up to the design scripting stage. Design scripting is nothing but a sort of a scripting interface. It's sort of a scripting interface. Okay, which is not a C language, which is not a Python, which is not a Iron Python, which is not a Revit API. It is a different language which is especially designed to play within the Revit and Dynamo. And that is very easy again. Seriously, it's very, very easy. And how easy it is, let me show you a basic example. Let me show you a very basic example. Um, don't get panic and confused. So electrical fixtures, I want to turn it off. So structural columns, I'll turn it off. So I'm having only the ducts. Now, let me take an example. How to get all those ducts? How to get all those ducts? So categorize, that's a traditional method. Categorize. So duct is my category. So I'll select the ducts from the list and I'll ask, I want to get all the elements of the particular category. So when I connect this to this, I'm getting all the ducts here. Okay. So if I'm explaining any MEP examples, don't consider the entire training would be into the MEP perspective. I'm going to teach you in the architecture perspective as well. Okay. Into the structural perspective as well. Whatever you ask me, I'll consider those as an examples and I'll give it to you. The only request I'm asking, you have to ask me, I want this, I want this. You understand? Okay, I'm not a trainer man. It's not a free training. You're paying me. You understand? So utilize it. Okay. So I have a 724 ducks. So I want to get element. Let's see the magic of the actual thing here. So elements dot, sorry, element dot get parameter value by name. I'll just open the bracket and I have an elements comma and I want to get the let's say length of it, length parameter of this. Okay, so when I connect this to this, so which is giving me the length information. So which is giving me the complete length information. If I want to do the same exact thing, let me show you. Dynamo training. There are three different methods. There are three different methods that you're supposed to play with. Okay, the first one is the engineer's method in the sense we generally call it as a design scripting method. Okay, it looks like the formulas and the variables and it's a pure into the coding part. Okay, the one we are using with, if you are a BIM modeler or if you are a designer, a BIM engineer, you will be using the node based method. This is the first method you're supposed to start with, and then you will be going into the second method using design. I mean, it's called design scripting. And then if you are good at design scripting, the Python would be very, very easy. If you directly switch from the node based method into the Python method, it will take some time to get into this, to understand the Python like terminologies. But if you've been into this design scripting and then if you start playing with the Python, the Python looks like almost like, which is very, very easy to play with. Trust me. So that is the reason we've been introduced the design scripting concept to make the programmers. I mean, if you are from a like a BIM background, you are from a civil background, you're from architecture background, and you are not at all aware of any coding. So we don't directly introduce you the coding directly. Okay. So we will take you to the different like a place where it's called design scripting. After the design scripting, you will come to the Python. So by the end of the training, you will be into this thing. So after learning this design scripting, if you sit on the day one, you will be able to understand the Python concepts were very, very easy to you. It's my promise. Okay. So otherwise, we don't teach this design scripting concept if it is not at all required. Okay. Fine. So it's not like killing your time. It's not like wasting your time or something. That is a very, very useful language. Okay. There are few methods to make every person like happy in with their learning. Okay, but most of the trainers, they don't do it, even though they know that, the persons can able to how to teach them with a very easiest manner. Why? Because they have a certain instructions from the management to don't stretch the training hours. This entire training is supposed to finish in this time. Here, I'm the management. It's my decision. If you ask me anything, I can help you out, except the financial part, because I'm not the person who's dealing with the financial. Okay. So if you stretch this complete training hours into everything, now, Rajesh, could you please explain this? If at least two to three people asking the same question, I'll be definitely answer it, even though if you are one. So on that day, I will cancel the training. I'll cancel the training. I'll explain only your doubts. There are Q&A session actually supposed to be one, but from last batch onwards, it's going to be 2 or 3. So Q&A session, it's going. I mean, you can ask whatever you want. I mean, if you want to see this thing, I'll explain you that. I'll show you how to do that, and I'll see. I want you to. I don't want you to leave you as a student. I want you to be as my like my company contributor. Contributor in the sense, if I placed you into any company, we will be getting some sort of an X revenue from you. It's called a contribution, and we are spending this in a different charities, to be frank, seriously. But I don't want to reveal it now. You'll be knowing in the during the training. Okay, so we will be. I want you to be as a like treat you as a contributor. Okay, so if you are very very enthusiastic to learn these kind of stuff, this is a perfect training for you, and I'm going to be the right trainer for you. Clear? Fine. So let me look into it. Now I don't want this. This duct length is a 3441. This is a 2728. There are some other 3499. If based on the logic, for every 4500 mm, okay, every for 4.5 meter, I want to place a support. So I want to check if any duct which is the duct length which is bigger than 4500, which is 4500, please could you please print that elements. I want to print that elements. Okay. Sorry. Okay, print that elements. If not, let's say null. So now I can see this is a duct. So there are few ducts actually. There are few ducts. So 1, 2, 3. I can't count each and everything. So what do? I want to clean this. So I will be using ds core dot. So when it comes to the dot, you see how many dots we have? Dot, dot, dot. There is a, let me type everything, ds core dot list dot clean again in the brackets. So if I type all this, don't get scared. You are going to be play up to this extent. Out of the 724 elements, there are 54 ducks which are having, I mean, which are bigger than 4500. They're bigger than 4500. Okay. For example, if I want to get this, the parameter values, and then in that case, element dot get parameter value by name. Let me ask length of it. Length of it again. Okay. Sorry. Length of it again. So I'm getting, see, all these are bigger than 4500. So that is the reason I got here. No, I want to get what about the width size? So I'll just get the width information of it. So these are 250 ducts we have, a 350 ducts we have. So for 275 ducts we have, 450 ducts we have. So I can I can check everything within this code block. In a one single code block, you can write the entire stuff. If I want to do this, a manual stuff, it will take some time. It will take some time to write exactly using the node-based system. Node-based system. Let me show you. So what are the functions that I used here? I mean, now we have to take the blue color text only. So get parameter value by name. I'll type here. So which is giving me something. So here, when I connect this to this. So this is expecting element. So I connected the element. So this is expecting the length, Control C. So you are going to learn all those techniques during the training. So when I connect this to this, I got this. Now I used a function called this, paste it here. I got this functions. Whatever we have seen in the OpenAI, that's going to be. And what is the I value? It's a 4500. So if I type this false, I'm having like a true or false values. So what I supposed to do with the 4500 value? If it is a true, then it has to print the width information. Then I will be using filter by Boolean mask. Thus, and connect this to this, and then again get parameter value by name. This is another one now. I'll get this, and I'll connect this to this, and parameter name. I'm so sorry. Suddenly it got width now. I mean, I can copy the same text from here as well. I want to get the width, paste here, say this. Instead of writing the entire, I mean, instead of placing the entire blocks, I've written in something in just one single code block itself. Array, I mean, if I have this design, but I want to write like this, can I do that in a without understanding it? Right click, no to code. See how easy it is. So if you want to understand the coding terminology as well, this Dynamo is helping you out to, uh, which is helping you out to understand a different coding terminology. So this process we generally call as a single line commanding system. Okay, in a single line, in a one line, you can write like one line, one line method, one line in the command system. Here we call this process a nesting. You know, this is for the beginners. This is for the completely beginners. And once you got a good amount of experience, then I would suggest you to write all this. And trust me, you'll be up to this stage by the end of the training. And it's my promise. So Dynamo is a very, seriously, I'm telling you, if you learn Dynamo, it doesn't mean that you have taken a very good decision and your vision is very clear. Seriously, I'm telling you, you are learning a very outdated language, outdated concept. Now companies are more sharper than the people now. Okay, so the people who are looking into it, they're not asking for the people who are good at Dynamo. Okay, they're asking the persons who are good at in the coding part and the API part. Because the Dynamo doesn't have the complete access to play with everything within the Revit model. You understand? There are some limitations. You can't go beyond some extent uh, when you're playing with Revit, when you're playing with the Dynamo. Seriously, I'm telling you, you have only 60%, not exactly like a 60%. Okay, fine. You can consider it's like you can automate only 60% of the workflows with the help of a Dynamo. Rajesh, in that you can ask me in that case if I want to crack the 100%, then what? There are some sort of a methodologies to understand here. Okay, so today I'm going to finish this complete PPT for you. Okay, so if you are very new to the programming, you have to start with the Dynamo. Seriously, if anybody said it's you're supposed to go with the Python, kick him out. Seriously, okay? So don't listen to those kind of stuff. Programming is not at all required to understand. Whether you join the training program or not doesn't matter, but don't listen to those. Seriously, it's wasting I mean, it's seriously wasting your own time. Okay, don't do that. So first, if you're like why because like we are going to play with the scripts, the created those created by someone else. If you couldn't able to find a particular script out of those 1,90,000 scripts, then there is no other option. You have to sit and write. If you want to sit and write, you should understand. If can't find a node, code me here. So learn Python language and start playing with an Iron Python. Both are different. What is this Python and learn Python and come to me in the sense Python is different than a Iron Python. Iron Python is a application Python actually. Okay, so it's an application Python. Here, our application is a Revit. So that is the reason it's called Revit Python. Simple thing. It's a Revit Python. Clear? If you would like to play with a Civil 3D, it's a Civil 3D Python. Okay. In general terms, we will be calling it like a Iron Python, which plays with an applications. For example, if you learn the complete Python, it will be useless. For example, if you joined a Python training institute after the Dynamo, you joined a Python training institute. So here they taught you all the 100 concepts. So you have done the exam, you scored like 99%. Seriously, it will be useless. Trust me, because there are only 20% concepts required to play with a Python. The rest of the 80%, you don't play with at all. And this Iron Python is not that complicated. You are using some resources to play with even this 20%. So trust me, it's going to be very friendly Python. whatever. I mean, the concepts that you're supposed to learn, they're very very easy, but you will learning into the modules and bringing the data into, are you're not building a website, man. You're playing with an application for your general, like, to routine, I mean, to model something what you're doing in a routine, in a daily routine. Do you understand? So in that case, this the 20% concepts are more than enough to handle. Don't waste your time, and the people who got 40% thing here, they'll get confused. Are this I can't handle. I think we have to finish this 100%. Still I'm doubted this 40%, and they'll stop learning here itself because of the scariness, because of the scariness. Seriously, okay? So don't do that. Don't get confused at all. Understand? Don't get confused at all. The 20% concepts are more than enough. Again, at the same time, so once you are good at iron python, learn the iron python. We have, let me, I'll show you that by the end of the training. If I don't show you that, please remind me. Please remind me. I'll show you how the Revit API looks like. Okay. So you are taking, you just still you are using the copy paste over there. Seriously, you're still taking the copy paste only. You'll be copying the functions from somewhere and you will get these things done. You'll be copying some formulas over there and you will paste it in the Revit Dynamo. Simple. Not only that. For example, I can ask OpenAI to give me the code. Seriously, I don't know who created this. He's such an idiot. Uh, it'll give you even the Python scripts also. For example, let me show you. Write a Python, write a Revit Python code to get all the doors in the, let me write a Revit Python code, Revit Python code now in the Revit model. Let me ask. Let's see how it's seriously, uh, how it is considering this entire code, which is really, really very beautiful. I mean, if you ask a C# code also, it will give you. It's giving you the C# code as well. I'm seriously telling you, okay? So it is asking, see, if I copy this entire thing, it's giving the door dot, oh, it's giving the names, man. Okay, write a Revit Python code. I don't want to get all the doors. Let's say ducks. Let's say I'll call ducks. Hmm? Hmm. Okay. Fine. Let me copy the same content here. In a project, let me copy the same content here. I'll just go to the Revit Dynamo and in a Python script, I'll just create I'll just, I have a block here. So in that block, I want to copy paste entire thing, but I don't want to copy paste because I already have the content here. So what do I do is I'll just copy only this content. I'll just want to print only this content for a sake, for the some time being. So when I paste this, so I'm having this entire thing. So filtered element collected dot of category dot duct curves, where element is not element type. When I click on, if I want to print this collector, just getting all the ducks. Now I want to convert this into the two elements. Two elements. Open the bracket and close it. When I click on save changes, I got all the ducks, see, which is giving you the complete code here to access it. So you no need to look into any different places to get everything. Is it clear? Is it clear? It will give you the C# code for the clash coordination. Clash coordination, you can develop an add-ins with the help of this OpenAI as well. So I've tested many scripts, which is really, we used to have, like, bang our heads with our monitors, the nearest, like everything nearest walls with, to get the logic. But here we are getting it into our hand like anything. So utilize the source, guys. Utilize the source. Okay. So if you would like to create an OpenAI and after like 2 3 days, I mean, because of you keep on asking the questions, the OpenAI will not work until unless you buy the credits. Okay. But here we are paying for this. You're paying for this. Utilize this domain and get your searches done. Okay, fine, that's a different story. Now this is the Dynamo. This is the Dynamo, the one which I've shown you before, that is a what is that, node based system, and this is a Python based system. So first you're supposed to go with the node based, then the design scripting, then the Python. And trust me, I was like, you will be having the very, very beautiful journey, the learning journey with Bimera. Okay. Like the Hars is not at all Mohammed. Could you please mute?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, you want to ask something? No? Okay, fine. Thank you. So I'm getting my own voice. That's why. Okay, fine. So this is the main thing. Like I'm not easy like a Revit Python. So like a Revit Python, you can play with me, which even a Python can't. So what is the statement in the sense? With this Dynamo, you can play up to 60% workflows. When you are a beginner, you can expect 100%. But after having some sort of an experience, you will realize by yourself, I am not able to get this. I couldn't find that node. So who will help me out? No one can help you. You have to sit and write iron Python. So in this case, it will give you 80% of workflows can be done. So there is a only difference. It's a 20%. But it will take a lot of time to write the entire blocks, but it will be very, very easy in this iron Python. With one lines, with the two lines, maximum your scripts would be done in a 5 lines also. I don't ask you to print the complete like 500 lines of a code. It's just matter of 5 to 10 lines. Seriously, very, very. It's a very, very easiest thing. Clear, no? Clear? 1 second. Swati? Okay, fine. So the next, if you want to break the complete 100%, there is a language called C sharp. And it is a very, 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 very not easiest, very, very toughest language. You can't. Let me give you an example. Very, very worst example. Seriously, we have decided to. There is a requirement for a client. They need a three add-in developers. So we are on a campaign like 1 year ago. If you're running like a 5 lakh, we'll make it 10 lakhs. If you're running like six, we'll get it 12. So everybody interested and they paid the fee. On the third day, like out of 20 people, I've seen only 3 to 4 people. You understand that it's a really, really like finding the people, those who they have an interest, they have a zeal to learn this. But if you start teaching directly C sharp language, you will definitely fade out. Okay, so that is how it is. So like unfortunately we have returned almost everyone's fees. Okay, luckily, so not a that was not a big deal. But C sharp is a very, very toughest language. Okay, so what is a workflow? What is a training flow to learn? First, the 30 days you will be learning the Dynamo. So you can take 10 days or 15 days a break and then join this Revit Python. After this Revit Python, at least you need minimum of 6 months of experience on the Python. Then come and learn this C sharp language. Because in this 6 months, you will be understanding a lot of terminologies and they will be memorized to you directly. It will be memorized. If you will be knowing that if I ask you to write a for loop, you will be right. If I ask you to write a while loop, you will be doing it. So if you ask to print so and so, you will be doing it after 6 months very quickly. So that memorizations will help you to understand, to digest the advanced concepts. So the terminology which is keep on the terminology which is keep on the same, but the language syntaxes will be changing. So that syntax changing can be easily able to understand if you switch one language to another language. For example, if you initially you learn C, and it sometimes it will take it'll take some time to digest the Python language, even though it is easy because of the syntax problem. If the C and Python look same, then that is fine. But C syntax are completely different than a Python syntax. So Python syntax is completely different than a C sharp syntax again. So while you're playing with the syntaxes, it is different. So I don't want you to confuse in that case. So that is the reason you have to take at least 6 months break. If anybody suggested you to learn Dynamo after Revit API, kick him out. Seriously, don't do that. It's a very, very bad, idea. Okay. So work smart. They're supposed to present yesterday itself. Okay. So like this is nothing but like doing manual work with comparative to like automation. Okay, so most of the people still they are doing, they are aware of what the automation does, but still they feel it's very complicated learning, and they don't like to enter into it. Hurry, once you start seeing, I mean, even the people those who have into this dynamo industry, I have seen many videos. There is a 30-minute script. Array, there is a 10-minute script. Okay, so they're doing, it's like they just got they created a script and started explaining, do that, do this, do this. Array, why you have to take that same exact node, man? So where is the logic behind it? So how it is accepting the inputs? They're not teaching exactly those kind of a concepts, those kind of a teachings that I'm going to teach you in my training. So after you done the art training, go and watch any video. You will be more confident and you will be able to understand what this guy is trying to do within just matter of 2 to 3 minutes. You can keep on skipping the complete video by watching the nodes itself. You don't even listen to what he's saying about. Trust me. Understand? Okay, so up to that extent I'm going to take you out. So that is the confidence. So that is the reason, because of I'm not teaching you any scripts, that is the only reason I'm more focusing on the concepts which needs to be understand to write your own scripts, nothing else. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes,
Is it
sir.
clear,
Yes, sir.
everyone? Every session, it's like a 2 hours like Hollywood movie for you. And trust me, of course, there are a lot of comedy as well. Trust me. Okay. So you'll thoroughly enjoy the training. I don't act like a professional trainer, and there is no, or I don't love, I don't do all this stuff. So it'll be very, very fun and with very, very fruitful way. So if you ask me silliest thing, I'll explain. If you ask me very complicated stuff, I do explain with a happy face. So tell if we start at 8:30, 11:30 also, I'll be look at a happy face if you keep on asking the questions. I like the people who keep on asking the questions. You understand? Because if any person is not asking any questions, he is not into the training. He is having like mobile in his hand and he's chit chatting with his girlfriend. And whenever I ask him, sir, can you please repeat the question again? So, okay, I won't allow this kind of a stuff at all. Anyways, I don't let you even deviate out of the training also. I'll take care of it. Okay, fine. So in 2015, when the Dynamo was introduced, it has a very, very limited, limited possibilities, limited actions to do. But when it comes to 2023, it can do everything which a Revit can. In some cases, it can do with which what Revit cannot do it. Okay, fine. So for example, if I want to draw a wall, you have to draw this, you have to write this like how many? 30 lines of a code. To draw one single line, you have to write those 37 lines of a code. Do you really like to write this entire code to draw a single wall? Or do you do it manually? Huh?
We will do it manually.
Yeah, that's better.
Scariness. Okay, fine. Let me show you a beauty here. From here to like here, this is a template. This is the template. This is the just a template, like how we have an architectural template, how we have a structural template, how we have an MEP template. So this is a template. You'll be just copying paste into every code, and it'll come automatically. So where you are writing this, the almost like 1 to 10 lines of a code, which automates the entire building for you. Now, do you like to write this 10 lines of a code to automate everything? Do you?
Yes, sir.
Right now, so don't look into this kind of like scariest like languages and don't get confused. If you start understanding, it will be very, very easy. So we will give you that understanding to you. Don't worry. How to read a warning, how to enjoy the warning, how to understand the warning, first of all, like what it is asking for and what did I connect. If you apply, like if you've been there, you put complete mind on that script, trust me, within 10 to 15 minutes, you can keep on creating the scripts. Trust me. Okay. So this is not the one. This is you can. I mean, it's saying like that at the time of like I've taken this pack. I mean, screenshot. It is 1175 package, but now we have a 1900, almost like 800 within the span of 8 months, not 8 months, 6 to 7 months. So within the span of like 6 to 7 months, there are almost 800 packages were come packages. So each and every package, like you have 100. So there are almost like 80,000. Yeah. So there are almost like 80,000 scripts are built in the last 6 8 months. So at the time of when you are become an expert, you will be enjoying thoroughly the complete the Dynamo. Okay, take this as a like how many days you've been into the same company for so long. Let me give you a very very bad example. I have shifted my like I mean I've changed. I mean if you see my CV on my LinkedIn portfolio in LinkedIn profile, in a matter of 4 years I've changed 6 companies. I've not been there into one company at least for 6 to 9 months, and there are no proper resignations. Every company I simply quit. If I feel there is no there is no growth, I used to quit. I'm not saying you to quit, so the quit in the sense, if you quit, there must be a worthy of for it. So when did my first quit, from the modeler to the senior modeler, and when it comes to the modeler, when a draftsman to the modeler, and modeler to the senior, and that senior, there was a story like I have selected for two companies at the same time. So one company is about to pay in like 92,000, the second company is paying around like 78,000. Which one I do choose generally? Which one you choose generally? Hmm?
Higher salary.
90 to 1. I've choose like 78 1. 78 1. The reason, I've seen the designation over there. I've seen the designation over there. So the designation, they have offered me what I'm expecting for. But the pay, what they're paying, 92, it's exactly like the same designation I'm carrying out. Do you understand? So work for the designation, not for the salary. If you keep on changing your designations, once there was a stamp added into your profile as a BIM developer, it means you are into the IT industry. And once you get into the IT industry, the salaries would be like anything that you would be never expect. If the same person who, I mean, like your employees, like become an ex-employees, they've been still getting the same like 5% of 10% hike, and after 5 years, 10 years, they're still getting the same thing with 10 to 15% hike. But you've been there into like 60 to 70% hikes. Keep on changing the companies. I have sent many people, those who are having like a 3 years of experience into the modeling part, and they learned the BIM automation. Now they are earning almost equal to a coordinator, like salary better than the coordinator salary. There are 10 years of experience candidate I've seen is still getting 80,000 per month. Now these guys are getting like a 90 to 95,000 per per month. Do you understand? Okay, so I can show you this proofs in the training part. Okay, don't take it as a it's not that tough. You have to give your personal time for your learning. If you're learning, and if you prove yourself, and you can you can catch my collar and ask me where is my job, I'll definitely do it. And that's, if I need a people who ask like that. Seriously, I'm telling. Okay, so if you wish to change your I'm not a sales guy to discuss all this kind of stuff. Okay, this I'm telling you the practical things what happening in the BIM industry. The companies are keep on looking for the people who are into this automation field, because if you create a script, it's going to be used in every projects. So if you save a time for 4 hours, it's you keep on saving the time, that same 4 hours, for n number of projects. Do you understand? It means a lot to them. Okay, so
Rajesh,
don't yeah.
I
Please.
have two questions.
Yes, Ankit.
First question is Dynamo has been like from 2015, I also knew it from 2017. Do you think that because of ChatGPT or some of these AI tools, working with Dynamo has become more easier as compared to 3, 4 years ago? That's the first question. That's why we
Hmm.
should learn it. And
Hmm.
second is I'm electrical engineer working, yeah, in Germany. For me, I'm not able to decide whether I have to put my focus into learning engineering softwares, which will help me to, become more proficient into electrical design, or whether I have to focus onto Dynamo scripting and everything, which is the BIM side of, the another part of the BIM thing, I would say. So
Hmm.
I'm not able to figure out that if I learn Dynamo, is there something new that also I have to learn, or
Okay.
whether the knowledge of Dynamo would be sufficient for me, to do what you are doing right now. I shouldn't feel like I have invested 1 year learning Dynamo, and at the end of 1 year, I should have said that no, I should have rather invested learning a Siemens software or something, and not Dynamo. What is your,
Hmm.
viewpoint
To
onto
be
this?
frank, okay, I mean, as a mentor, if you are into the engineering field, okay, and if you wish to change your career into the BIM sector, first focus on the BIM tools, not on the automation tools. You understand the reason why? For the first question, there is no answer because that's not because of the chat GPT or nothing. Okay, you can't. I mean, the chat GPT will not give you the Dynamo scripts. The chat GPT will not give you the other stuff. That's completely different story. Okay, so there is no
Mhm.
answer for the first question. Second thing is, it depends upon the way you how you design the career. So this Dynamo is for the people who are already experienced in the Revit and their fees. I mean, when I used to work when I'm as a modeler, hurry from the morning 9 o'clock to till evening 6 o'clock, I'm keep on doing the same traditional, the dragging the cable trays, taking that into the panels and placing the conduits to it. So the same stuff. I'm an electrical person, to be frank. Okay, so I used to do the same stuff when it comes to it. So if somebody asks me like, can you please help me out with this modeling with the ducting, I used to go to the people like, I will do your work for some time, so could you please teach me how to do the ducting part? So and then they started giving me their work. uh, I used to learn it. Why? Because I want to be settled as a MEP. So I have designed my career into the MEP. Then I wish that this has to be automated. So I learn automation. But in your case, there is there is no link between the engineering directly with an automation in this Dynamo. To be frank, okay. So learn, invest whatever you can on the BIM tools first. Once you get good hands-on on the Revit, do you have any experience on Revit,
Yes,
Sanket?
I've been working since 5 years.
On the Revit tool, huh?
Yeah. So
Then
I'm working as a BIM manager here, I would say. So I set up all the projects, I do everything. Because there are some tools, for example, PyRevit, D-Roots, with which you can do exactly the same things some might do in Dynamo, but not to that extent. For
you
example,
can't use this.
duplicating the sheets.
These are
Yeah,
keep on changing from project to project, Sanket.
yeah,
Okay, so there are some sort of an add-ons you can't use for like sort of cases because they
yeah,
are like they're not like a project specific. It's not I mean, you can't change it accordingly. We have like when I was working for a company, even though they have like a person who can deliver, who can create sort of an add-ins, it's me. But still we used to use a D-Roads plugin, we used to use some other plugins. Then we started creating our own plugins for a company on the name of company name, and we started developing it, and we start buying the add-ins. You understand? So
yeah,
when we started selling the same add-ins for our projects, or to our clients, they started keep on asking, so can I customize this? Can I customize this? Do you understand? So where we
yeah.
cannot add those customizations into an add-in. But when it comes to the Dynamo, if you are a BIM manager, I will not suggest you to go and sit and do the scripts part. But as a manager, you're supposed to understand the terminologies. For example,
Yeah.
if I am a modeler and you are a manager, you've done your like engineering degree from a like a best university, and you don't have a modeling experience, you don't have a coordination experience, you went to a modeler, and asked, could you please print this, Mr. Praveen? So Praveen said like, sir, it will take 5 days to finish this entire modeling, but it will take just 3 to 4 hours. But he'll say like 4 to 5 days. So you have to obey what he said exactly. Do you understand? Why?
Yeah.
Because you haven't come from the same background. Do you understand? When it comes to
Yeah.
you have a chance of doing something automated. For example, let me give you a same story of this. This has been faced in like everywhere. For example, I have placed around like a like there are how many elements? Let's consider 100 elements I have placed. So the engineer, based on the engineering instructions, I have placed like some sort of elements here and there. Okay. So after like 2 to 3 days, engineer has come and asked me, could you please add one more fixture or like three more fixtures in so and so places? So what I have to do exactly here, as per the logic, so 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So he asked me to change or add one additional socket here. Now this 42 becomes this 42 becomes 43, 43 becomes 44, 44 becomes 45. So how long it will take to do it
It
manually?
happened with me. It happened with me 2 years ago. I changed the entire schematic for 2 weeks just
Okay,
because of this.
fine. For the
Yeah.
first time, it is okay. Second time, so you want to remove some elements again based on some of your senior engineer instructions. You have changed it again. So you removed this. So what do you do exactly? Again, it is a rework, right? So
Yeah.
why should you have to do it? If it is for 100 elements, that is fine. You have a 50 floors building, and if you change in one place, you have to change in everywhere. True?
Understood.
True.
Yeah.
So this kind of a stuff will help you to help. I mean, it will help you in those kind of a time
Yeah.
saving. It will
I'm
save you the
totally convinced that I have to learn Dynamo. The only thing is when it comes to the checking part, for example, I have to look how many cable trays are there which don't have host, or how many sockets are there who don't have 300 millimeter as a height or something. So this is my goal from this course, that I should be able to find out in a
you
blink
will
of
be
an
learning.
eye that
The
exactly.
the scripts, what you have asked me, what you are telling me, you will be learning within just matter of 6 to 7 days training. I don't say that you have to finish the 30 days training to play with this entire scripts, huh? The scripts, what you have been asked, you will be able to play within the fourth day. And it's my promise, Ankit. Seriously, I'm telling you.
That's great. Yeah,
Okay. So
that
you
would
will be
be helpful.
understanding. Yeah, seriously. Okay. So I'll be help you out to understand this. But one thing I'm requesting you, I want to be your vision, why you are into this training. So list out your, I mean, I'm going to share an Excel document to everyone, to our students. Okay. So you will be listing out why you want to learn this automation stuff. So we will prepare accordingly what the vision of your learning into it, and will make happy everyone over there. Is it clear? So whatever you ask the question, I'm going to show it to everyone. So if the same question I have the something, then we'll keep on exchanging the data. Is it clear? Is it
Yeah.
clear, everyone? Clear?
Yes.
Fine then. So this is one more. So we have a three different terminologies. I hope I cleared your answer, Sanket. So I'm just getting into the concept again. Okay.
Yes,
So
thank you very much, Rajesh.
thank you. So I mean, once you learn Dynamo, you can you can apply the same terminologies in almost all the Dynamo interfaces. Not a Civil 3D, not a alias design, not a format, not an advanced still, everywhere. So this is a programming structure. As of now, I can't explain you. We'll see that later. Okay, this I already explained. If you are a designer or a programmer or you are a manager, if you apply some sort of a terminologies like computational thinking and algorithms, abstractions and analysis, there are many concepts. If you apply all this stuff, you can create a 3D model with a multiple design options with a 100% coordinated design. It is a false statement, not possible at all. Okay, don't expect 100% coordinate design. Okay, so somehow the design you will be getting it out. For example, like I have a, let's say, So I have a panel here. Let's say I have one more panel here. Let's say, okay, I have a panel here and I have one more panel. So I want to connect, I want to take a cable tray from here, this place to this place. So it will give you the first design and it will give you, there are 6 clashes if you follow this method. Okay, then I'll ask Dynamo, could you please show me some other? Then it will show me the the corridor method, and it will give you 18 clashes. Oh no. Can you please show me some other? So it will give you the route like this, and it will give you only the 3 clashes. So I'll fix it. So these kind of a design options with the not completely coordinate design, you have once it is done, then you have to play with the second script where which automates the wall openings and everything that I'm going to show you later. Not only that stuff, if you are from architectural structure background, you can easily create these kind of a stuff. Seriously, I'm telling you, to build this concepts, it will take maximum 15 to 30 minutes once you're done with a Dynamo geometry training from Bimmer. Seriously. Okay, so we'll explain you how to do this, how to do it, how it has to be done. We will help you to how to get that logic and everything. Okay, fine. So this is a text-based data I've shown you already. Like, any kind of a data, it's called like a manipulation. So the data can be manipulated, the data can be sorted, the data can be filtered, the data can be like shuffled, like anything. So like how exactly like you want. For example, very simple, I'll take an example. For example, I have the ducts, I want to get the mark values. So element dot get parameter value by name. Let me show you a very basic example. Element dot get parameter value by name. I'll just get the mark value of it. Just get the mark value of it. So it's supposed to start with 1. See, 1 is missing, 2 is missing, 3 and 4 is missing. No, I want to be this in an order. Okay, then how do you do that? I'll see, I have a total 724 ducts, but the mark value is 1343. How come it is? I want to reset from 1 to 724. So what it will is dot, I want to get all the count information of this. So it's giving like 724. So last I want to print 1 to x value. So that x is going to be like a 724. So it will print 1 to 724 elements. So I want to assign all these values to the mark parameter to each and every element. So what it not exactly this thing, I want to add an additional duct. Additional text, which is like duct, sorry, duct with a hyphen space when I connect this to this. When I connect this to this. So duct 1, duct 22, like duct 724. So I want to apply this. I want to set this exactly. Set parameter by name. So I know the elements. I know the parameter name, it is a mark. I know the values, it has to be connected. It's done. See, all set. If I go and check now, if I select this, it's showing duct 367. If I check this, it's a duct 590. So if I check this, like duct 661. Is it clear? Is it clear? So it can be adjusted accordingly. Is it clear? Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Fine. So
Yeah.
it's just matter of like not even 1 or 2 minutes. So you will be playing these kind of a scripts very confidently within like 5 to 6 days itself, because there are few concepts to be understand. So I will be very stretch into those concepts to make you understand this like this kind of a stuff in a training part. Clear? For the first 5 to 6 days, my complete attention would be to make you write, to make you understand, first of all, to make you understand in the first 2-day session. And the third day, I want you to write. I'll give you sort of a very basic assignments. So you will be doing it. Okay. So if you don't do it, then I'll on the next day or some other day, I'll explain you what are the assignments I have given. I'll be explaining you. Clear?
Yeah,
Clear,
Mr.
guys?
Rajesh, one question.
Yeah, Bino.
Yeah. Are you providing any study material or something like that, text or
Very,
something like that?
very good question. So whatever you are spending on the training part, the material which I am giving you, which is very worthy than the training. Seriously, because I have bought some sort of a books, which are with a worth of like 8,000, which some books are like a 10,000, some books are like 2,000, some books are like 3,000. I'll be sharing you that like training material, and not only that, some additional, like we have a learning platform as well. We have some sort of a learning platform like let me show you that if I can present you something here. So Bimera Private Limited Elite Learning. So in this Elite Learning, you will be, I mean, for example, when I click on this, so you can able to play, I can able to understand the C programming language, C++, object-oriented programming, automation scripting. So you will be learning this. Not only that, there are many skills that you can search for directly. So when it comes to the skills, so if I add a new skill, so this entire learning, this is like another Udemy. There's another Udemy. So if you used to learn something like a Power BI, which is the next skill supposed to be learned for the BIM manager, or if you are a BIM coordinator, you must learn this, the Power BI or other stuff. So you will be having an access from here. If I wish to learn some sort of a financial training, so I can play with sort of other stuff. So these kind of a stuff you're going to be getting as a benefit for a lifetime. For a lifetime. Okay, this cost actually 12,000 for 1 year, but you will be getting it's like a lifetime for a very lesser cost. Very lesser cost. It's not even a 10,000. It's just like a 1,000. Okay, so this is going to be benefited for your learning. So why? Because I want everyone supposed to understand, learn everything from the scratch till some extent. Until unless you got jobs, once you hired into a, like as a add-in developer, I'll take the access back. Okay, so I can give it this access to someone else. Okay, so this is how it would be. Fine. Anyways, so the study material which I'm giving you, which is very worthy than like what you are getting. For example, let me show you something. Let me stop the recording for some time. So trust me, the material which you get from me, it's more worthy than what you're paying for. Okay, because I mean, if you have seen a book which is worth of 15,000 or 20,000, still I'll be able to buy it and I'll provide the access to everyone, because I'm not especially paying for, I mean, it's not giving you for like a free. Okay, so the same book will be used for every student. You understand? So in that case, you will be getting the complete access for most of my library. Okay, don't worry. So the material will be very worthy, to be frank. Okay, clear. So any other questions do you have to ask? No. So the Dynamo,
I
yeah, yeah, please.
I have a very futuristic question, I would say.
Hmm.
Since the automation tools and everything, these are coming in the market, do you think after 5 to 10 years the modeler's job would be in danger?
Why
Because
you are
you can
saying?
even
Why you are saying
because
like
you can
5 to 10 years? It's going to be gone in next 1 or 2 years itself. Seriously, I'm telling you, this is the right time to save your like positions. I'm not scaring you. I have seen this in when we sent any candidates to a company as it's supposed to be a BIM modeler, I mean a BIM developer. Actually, 2 or 3% supposed to be hired in that place. I've seen. If there is no requirement which is happening, I mean, when it comes to like we'll keep on visiting the client's place and we'll keep on asking them. So I just want to sit with your team and I need some sort of a questions to be answered when we take a personal meeting for like 1 hour. I'll ask them what you're doing in a daily routine. So they are giving me some sort of a tasks. So to the business owner, to the company owner, will throw a question: what if we could automate all this process in the terms of like a scripts or whatever. For example, in every company, if you keep on noticing it, from the day one till the day end you leave the company, you will be keep on playing with maximum 10 to 15 tasks, isn't it? If
Yeah.
you could
Yeah.
automate this entire stuff, if you could able to automate that 15 steps, you will be sitting at where easily. I'm a very tricky guy. Not tricky in the sense, not in a negative way. So I used to waste like my company's time because when a coordinator or when a manager comes to me and asks me for Rajesh, I need this design. So I said like it'll take 4 hours. I know it can be done in a 4 hours, but I used to finish the same task within just matter of 30 to 40 minutes. And for the rest of the 3 hours, I used to learn. In my company hours, I used to learn it. You understand? So that 3 hours is my investment. So that reason I have instead of doing it a manual modeling, I have automated it. What's wrong in it? So it's supposed to be done in a 4 hours. So I submitted the same task in the 4 hours itself. So the rest, even though it can be done it can be done in 4 hours. I have done it in a 40 minutes. I don't submit it because the investment what I have kept on my learning, I've shown there. I've shown there clearly. So that is the result. 4 hours task has been in shortlist. Done into this 40 minutes. Is it clear? So the rest three
Yeah.
hour. The rest 3 hours. I used to create a script. I used to create a script where the next process is going to be. For example, I have placed. The manager has given me to place the lights into every room to their ceilings exactly. So I have created a script. So it's been done completely. So how long it will take? Generally, it will take more than 3 to 4 days. I've automated it and finished in just matter of 1 hour. It's clear. So the rest of the things, what he's going to give me, in every room, 8 to whatever the lights we have, those has to be connected to a different circuit. So the rest of the 2 days or 3 days, I used to sit on it, and then once I found the solution, simple. I did it, and it takes again like a 1 week time to assign all this stuff. Then assign those to the panel. So what is this? For the next step, you've been sitting into it, you are investing and like implementing and saving your time. So if you have the same task on the another projects, customize it accordingly, according to your company needs and change it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if there is a kind of tricky guys in your company, seriously, they'll be somewhere in a very less time. Seriously. Okay. So I have seen many companies they're stop uh hiring the modelers because of they have an automation people in their team. Do you understand? We lost a business because of that. We used to send a Revit people, but not now because they're asking for money. I'll show you in the training part. In the day one training itself, I can show you like what are the companies have been placed so far, how many peoples I have sent so far. Like I'm gonna give you the proof of it. So how much it was their actual salary and how much they are getting now. So is it like a 10%, 20%? To be frank, God's sake, no person's salaries is less than 40%. Hike, not less than 40% hike. Seriously, I'm telling you, I'm not sending the people for 10% or 15% hikes. If you are interested to get into the automation for the same salary hike, I'll stop you. Seriously. Okay. Don't I don't encourage it all because you are worthy of it. You are really worthy of it. You're not saving a time for like 1 minute or like a 10 minutes or 1 hour or one day. You're going to save a company's time on the projects like uh, and almost all the projects. You understand? If you create a script, the companies will not leave you for sure because you are the only person who can able to customize it and do it according based on the client requirement. Do you understand? For that sake, they will not leave you, and your salary is it's not exactly like a 10 to 15% like you will be into the IT industry, so your salary would be somewhere else. Seriously, something
I,
else. It's not exactly
I
like that.
asked I ask this because, it's my experience in Germany that so many companies by themselves are developing such tools or add-ins in Revit with
Hmm.
which you can, just make a lighting calculation, select a
Hmm.
room or a space, give the category what it is, corridor, maybe meeting room or something, and the tool does itself. Yeah, you don't even have to place the lights. The tool places the lights for you directly in Revit. You don't have to jump into Dialux, Relux or something like this. So this is coming for sure. And in future, I feel that there would be no necessity of modelers because the engineers itself can put all these things into Revit. That's the reason
Exactly.
I asked this question.
Do you see this what is this add-in on the screen? So it is asking to select the CAD file. So when I select the CAD file, it is asking me to select the layer. I'll select the light layers where there is a light layer. So when I select the light layer, it will ask me what is the family type you want me to place it. So I said like plain resist lighting fixture or whatever it is. When I select that, and on this blocks information and in the CAD file, wherever there is a location, so it will create the fixtures and it will directly stick to the ceilings itself. So this
Yeah.
script has been developed with the help of a Dynamo and everything. So you can do this kind of stuff. If you, I mean, why they need to hire an electrical person and why it has to be, is it, for example, I want to place a diffusers or else I want to place a heat detectors or a smoke detectors. It will be very easy to handle from the add-in, if automation add-in can do it, why they have to take a person? So they know the project, it can be, it's a very small project, and they don't have a team, the additional person to handle that. So they can't give the same project to someone because he's already busy. Do you understand? They don't want to hire a person on a permanent basis, and no person will go and join for like a 3 months contract or 6 months contract. Is it? Instead of that, they are just going with a automation process. Do you understand? If you have an automation processor, if the company gives you like 10 projects or 15 projects, you can very easy to handle it. True or not? Clear. They're not asking you to do
Yeah.
and sit and do in the mod. It's the doing in the traditional method. They are providing you the automation solutions. So you are implementing the same automation solutions in your projects. So instead of a 10 days, it's going to be finished in 10 minutes. So simple. So not like 10 years, within very, very less time, all the models are going to be fade out. That is for sure. Okay. Of course, don't rely completely on the automation. Still something, it's not that it doesn't have a human mind in it. Correct. It's just following your instructions. Even though the some sort of a process has been done, you have to refine the work again. You understand? You have to refine it. So that refine needs a lot of stuff again. Okay. So that needs a modeler again. Okay. So instead of working from the scratch, so there will be like 1 hour or 2 hours task for the modelers work. Okay. Fine. So that's what. So the Dynamo is acting like a mediator between a lot of applications. It's not handling. I mean, if you have a Revit, it can extract that into the Excel information. You have some data in the Navisworks. So how that element IDs will be extracted into the like Excel, and that Excel will be used into the Revit. So you have a SketchUp model. How you will use that geometrical object to convert that into the Revit elements. So it's acting like a mediator between a lot of applications. And what else you can perform with here? You can create different kind of architectural projects, structural projects within very, very less time. So generally creating this kind of a complex buildings in Revit, it is somehow challenging, but with the help of Dynamo you can do all this stuff. Fusion families, like this is a complete like a family editor. So you can design this kind of a families and you can load into it. You can customize those with the help of the Dynamo again. That's in the Fusion. Okay. Or there's Fusion 360 and CAD to 3D drafting. So I'm just having the lines which are coming, which came from like the 3D, I mean the 2D lines. So when I execute this, see exactly what I can see that these are elements now. These are elements now. So the same CAD lines we converted into the 3D lines. Okay. For this, there is a lot of Python scripting required. There need to be you're supposed to write a lot of logics for this. Okay. Fine. Auto routing for architects. So these kind of a stuff. See how easy the routing is. It's very easy. Okay, builders work, wall openings, creating the wall openings wherever you have a clashes. So Dynamo, run this. So created the wall openings based on the client requirement. If there is any change happened in the opening, they will automatically adjust by themselves. If there is any change in the duct, again it will adjust the openings by itself. Placing the elements based on the CAD document. I've seen this. I've shown you this yesterday. Same thing based on exactly like a CAD document. So we just implemented the same logic with into the add-in. Sun analysis you can do for the you can do some sort of an analysis.
These are all add-ins you're saying, sun analysis and this one,
No, this
builders
is
work?
this is a script. These all are Dynamo scripts.
Yes.
These all are
Oh,
Dynamo
okay,
scripts.
okay.
They're not an add-ins. Okay. So hey, after sun analysis, heat load calculations, okay, drafting, sheet creations for everyone, automatic tagging for everyone. You can do whatever you're doing in your daily routine, you can automate everything, dear. Okay. So it's not, I'm not saying exactly you can do this, you can't do this, you can automate everything. Okay. So if you are a manager or a client, if you're handling like a lot of documents, so that can be help. This Dynamo can help you out to create some sort of a business intelligence reports. I hope you are aware of this Power BI, how it creates this kind of a, instead of boring Excel documents. Okay. So you can create something, for example, in a team, in your team, let's say you have like five modelers, one architecture model and structure modeler and MEP three modelers are there. Okay, so you want to monitor what they're doing exactly. In the morning 9 to 10 o'clock. In the morning 9 to 10 o'clock. Okay, you write a script which monitors the architectural elements, the structural elements, the MEP elements. So you will monitor at 9 to 10 o'clock a person, let's say Savita. Okay, let's say Savita has placed like around 100 elements. In the 10 to 11 o'clock, there are 110 elements. It means she hasn't worked like exactly. She didn't give the complete production in the second hour itself. So where the manager can coordinate everything. So there's supposed to be an Excel document which supposed to link with the Power BI Power BI application. Clear? So it will be exactly like same thing like structural elements, like mechanical elements, electrical elements, and plumbing elements. Everything will be exported into an Excel. That Excel will be connected to one Power BI application, and that will give you these kind of a very beautiful presentations. Is it clear? So if you are into the if you are a coordinator or if you are a manager or if you are in a position where you are submitting some sort of documents, you're playing with these kind of stuff, then Power BI is a it's a required tool you to learn. Okay, so the Dynamo will help you in all the design stages, not only LOD 300 documents, not only you'll be able to play with the elements. If you don't have a design, you can you can use this Dynamo on the pre-design stage as well. So in LOD 200, 300, 400, 500, everywhere. Okay. So Dynamo player is nothing but the people, if you created sort of a scripts, so you don't want to like the scripts to be disturbed by anyone else, then you'll be giving some additional instructions to it and make them secure. So the person who is playing with your scripts, they will be using the Dynamo player and execute the stuff. Simple. So this is how it looks like. So in one line, if you learn this Dynamo, you'll be able to save a lot of time. Not only exactly a time, compared to this, errors, there will no be any human errors at all. Okay. Why? Because it is doing exactly what you have given the instructions to it. So then there will be no typo errors. It will be more efficient than a human because at the time of doing something like renaming something, your girlfriend called and irritating you. So instead of assign this different name, you'll assign the same name to 10, 15 elements. So that leads to be again a human errors. Okay, so there won't be that kind of a problems. Okay, more it will be more faster than uh, the humans. Okay, like us. So save money. It's not for you. It's for the company. That's for the company. Okay. Clear? So you are going to
Uh,
learn. Yes.
yeah, my question is like when I was working on a project, I have created some of the families and some of the title blocks to use, shall be used by everyone. But
Hmm.
what was happening, like while some people were loading it, unknowingly they are just changing something, and they are like, instead of loading the same thing into their model, they are saving the actual file.
Hmm.
Those changes they were saving into the actual files. So
Hmm.
can we avoid this kind of thing? Like if we keep on the server one file, and that shall be only used, and that should not be edited or done anything, like a Revit family I'm saying.
You can do the manual also. See, I'll tell you one thing, huh? So where the automation can be I mean, use over there. So these kind of a tasks doesn't need any automation. If you apply some common sense, it can be logged as well. Is it? So for these kind of stuff, there is a one solution. Like you will be like pinning like some sort of a stuff in your elements, though will not be edited by anyone else. If something went wrong, you can easily identify by using like your Dynamo stuff. How it is. For example, if I want to play with a, let's say, let me Control C, Control V. So I got stuff. So I'm playing with a title box. So I want to play with the title block. So I'm getting like I'm having like a one, two, three, four. There are how many? There are seven kind of a title blocks we have. So if I want to see the parameters of it, so I'm having an element dot parameters, element dot parameters. When I connect this to this, I can see the parameters of it. So here it is saying approved by ABC. So the next one it is saying approved by ABC. And if I wish to see that, I'll use list dot transpose to see if there are any changes happened in this entire title blocks. You can't see where there is a change in it. See here it is ABC, ABC, ABC. Instead of something, it is something else. So you noticed it. Do you understand? So you will
Okay.
be taking this value out. I mean, you can check where there is an approver. So this is a fourth index, fifth index, sixth index. So 4, 5, 6, there is a problem. So here everything is clear. So checker, again, there is a problem. So instead of ABC, it is approver there, and here it's a checker. So you can do all this stuff. Here it is, it's supposed to be 8, but which is showing it's like a 9. So here I mean, you want to change this date time stamp from, I mean, like to all the dates to the 368. So this is okay. This is okay. This is not okay. You want to change this. This is not okay. You want to change this. This is again, you want to change this. So this is how you can filter the elements out and play with those elements and set everything as you want. Simple. So I don't want you to sit and, I mean,
Mhm.
if you have a very huge model for each, I mean, you have hundreds of sheets, like thousands of sheets in your model, and I don't ask you to, I mean, if you open one sheet, it'll take sometimes 1 minute, it'll take 5 minutes also. True. So you can't zoom in
Yeah.
if you're using very low end machine in your office. If you zoom in there, no, it will take 1 minute. Sometimes it will stuck also. So to avoid all this, the Dynamo will help you to automate all this stuff in just matter of like if you created a script, you don't need to recreate the script again and again and again. You understand?
Okay.
So
Mm.
you will be using the same script. So just create a copy of the existing one and you will be customizing this. Is it clear? So
Okay.
how
Okay.
to do all this stuff, I'm gonna explain you during the training. Don't worry. Clear? And don't get
Okay.
that panic, everything can be automated very easily. Even though I said you can only able to play with the 60% of tasks in our training, whatever you've been asked, I'd never say no out of in within that 40%. I'll explain you like the way it can be done every tasks. The things which you can't do within that 40%, trust me, you will not even go into those kind of a concepts as well. Seriously. So you can consider you can automate most of the stuff in the within like 1 or 2 months. Seriously. Okay. So learn it, guys. Seriously, I want every in my dream is only one thing in every company, my student should be there. Let's say, the Tagore movie. Okay, so at every company, my students would be there, and they've been placed should be from Bimera only. Clear? And we are a hiring partner. Huh? You are not going to work for us on any contract basis on Bimera. I'm just help. I mean, we are acting like a hiring partner for most of the companies. Okay, there are small companies, the big companies as well. Okay, clear? So, do you have any questions to ask? We have a 5 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes.
Sir, like
So,
just now,
if you have any question, just give me a
to
moment. Mohammed,
make the
Mohammed, just give me a minute. Just give me, let me finish something. So this training, I mean, if anyone who haven't attended a study session, for them again, I'm telling you the same. I'm just giving you something information. It's like the training is going to be every day, 8:30 to 10:30 in evening, not in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30. For the first 15 minutes, if there is any delay in joining, nothing to worry. The first 15 minutes would be the questionnaire part. And if you haven't like attended the previous session, you can join on the next day with your questions. Like I'll be sending you the recorded videos in your like portal within just matter of 2 to 3 hours, so you can watch it whenever you want. Okay, so if you have any questions, join 10 minutes before or whenever you can ask in the second day training program. Okay, so the first 15 minutes, the last 15 minutes, it's your time, and between the 1.5 hour it's my time. So I will be harassing you in that 1 or 30 minutes, so you can harass me like in you can take your revenge in that 30 minutes. Okay, fine. So this is completely after your office hours, and the thing is every day we have a different kind of a concepts. So if you miss 2 days 2 days continuous concepts, doesn't mean if you're not able to understand the third day concept. I haven't designed the training like that. I have not designed like that. Okay, so if you miss the 2 day sessions, you can happily understand the third day session. For those 2 day sessions, you can go with the recorded videos and play with it. Okay, so I'm not breaking any concepts. So out in one concept to be explained 30% today and 30% some other day, it's not like that. So I'm very well organized right now. uh, I have taken a special training from like how to design the courses as well, how to design the course, how to explain this. I have taken a special training from a different team, and I have well exactly schedule the training as it is. Okay, so completely don't you can happily attend even though you don't attend the sessions like on the third day, fourth day as well. And if you like not been into, I mean, if you're not able to join the training sessions, or if you not able to attend and there were many breaks and if you couldn't able to understand, you can join in the next batch again without any delays. So don't need to pay any single NP. And after 6 months, I mean, after you went out from the training, and you don't have a time to practice, so and you don't like to go with the recorded sessions, happily you can come and join after 6 months also without paying single NP. Do you understand? After 1 year also you can come and learn. It's an unlimited learning. Okay. At that time, if I'm not the trainer, I can help you out with some sort of a questions, but not in the weekdays, in the weekends. I'll sit with you for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and I'll explain you all your queries. So this is what I'm doing from most of the people. Uh, they have attended, they're not able to join this trainings because of they are from the different reason. They'll go through with the recorded videos, and whenever they have a questions, they'll come and they'll book a time from my time slot. They have the calendar. Okay, they have my calendar, so they'll block the time exactly, and they'll sit on in those timings for the queries. Okay, fine. The training fee, I mean, if you are interested, text me right away, because we're going to start from the training by from tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We need to finalize something by tomorrow. Most probably we don't have a session tomorrow itself, and it's going to be start from 4th. It means from day after tomorrow. So so if you have any questions, meanwhile, you can, I mean, if you feel shy to ask in the training part, if you have any questions to ask, you can directly call me on WhatsApp or on my live number. I think you already have my number. It's 9160 567890. You can call me and clear your queries and take a decision. Very, very great vision decision. Okay, so this training will definitely going to change your life for sure, because training a person on a coding where who hates the person who hates the coding, it's not that easy. So once you're done with the training, you start falling in love with the complete coding, and it's my promise. Clear? Okay, fine then. So now, anyone have any other questions?
Yeah,
Anyone
there
have
is
any?
no break. Saturday, Sunday also we have classes.
Oh yeah, good, good. So there are this is happening only in the weekdays. It's a 5 days a week. So Saturday and Sunday would be off. It means I'm not allowing you to take a break for like enjoyment. Okay, so I'll give you sort of an assignments. So you have to finish it off. Okay, if you don't finish it, then not I don't scare you or nothing. I don't criticize in front of anyone. It's not like that. Okay, so I don't want you to be miss the sessions because of you haven't done the exercise files. So if you haven't do it, you ask me. So I tried it, but I couldn't do. Then I'll explain you that whenever it is, whenever the the time comes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Is it clear? And anything else I have to explain? That material and the certification part. These certifications, we are providing, which is not a piece of paper. It is a digital certificate. So for each certificate, we are paying almost like 3,700 or something, 3,700 or 3,900 for each certificate, and it is a digital certificate, guys. Digital certificate in the sense, like where is my LinkedIn? LinkedIn. So if you, I mean, how the people, how the HRs look into our profiles, they'll start searching here. The person who have done the Dynamo. Okay, so let me show you how it looks like. Bimera Academy. So if I search Bimera Academy, these are the certification. This is the certification looks like. So when I click into this Dinesh Kumar profile, they look the certifications directly into there. It is showing it's like this guy have been done advanced dynamic design scripting from us, and he wants, if they wants to see the credential, so that will be credential which is like a purely the verified one. So they will be checking it. I mean, if they want to verify this, so it will be check the credentials and organization name. Okay, this guy has been done from the Bimer Academy, and there are copyright things, and this is going to be, so this is a badge actually looks like, and this is a certificate actually looks like. So when I select this, I can download this image, I can download the badge, and I can add it into my CV as well. Do you understand? So this is the way the people, the HRs look into their profiles. So what they've done, the certifications and everything. Is it clear? And this is going to be complimentary for you, and we are not charging for this. Okay? Is it clear, everyone?
Yeah, this certificate is authorized by Autodesk.
Autodesk is not issuing this kind of, I mean, it is not even issuing the Revit also nowadays. For Navisworks, for any upskilling, this is, you are learning a tool which is like an upskilling. So we are an Autodesk training center. So you'll be getting from Beamer Academy, not from the Autodesk. Clear? Because they are not issuing it. Okay. If they started releasing the Autodesk Dynamo certificates, instead of buying this 3,900, you will directly buy the Autodesk certificates and will issue to you. You understand? Is it clear? So,
Clear.
the certificates are very cheaper than what we are paying it for now. Okay, so that's fine. So, any other questions you have? Any other questions? From 4th February, the real training is going to be start. From the 7th February, you are going to play with your own scripts, and it's my promise. 4th, 5th, 6th, from 7th onwards, you have started playing with some sort of a scripts directly. Okay, clear? So anyone have any questions still?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Or yeah, Mohan. Yeah, Krishna, tell me.
Actually, in Revit model,
Hmm.
you said we can create a pipe tagging and everything automatically, right?
Hmm. 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 Yeah.
If I create a pipe tag means, for example, in firefighting,
Hmm.
it will create all the pipes, right? But I
Hmm.
don't need it for all the pipes. I need it for certain pipes only to mention the sizes,
Hmm.
whatever we have, because everything is typical. So
Hmm.
how come I will create a tag like
Filtering,
that?
man. Simple. Logic is a filter. So there is an answer in your question itself. So how to filter
Hmm.
the elements? For example, let's say pipes. Let me show you. It won't take much time to explain. Let's say I have a pipes here. Okay.
Yes.
So I have a pipe. I have a pipes here. So where I can see something where it's a plumbing floor plan. There is a toilet room. So if I turn it off, the cross viewing, no. Now I can see, I want to see the elements which are active in a current
Hmm.
view now. So I'll ask like
Yes.
all elements of category. Let me ask something. All elements of category in a particular view. So where is
Okay.
that node placed? So what I'm asking, so category here, categories. So the category is going to be pipe here, correct?
Hmm.
No? So it's going to be
Yeah.
pipes. So that is expecting category. I connected the category to it. Now this expecting
Okay.
view, I'm going to connect a active view.
Hmm.
Active view. So when I'm into this, so it's giving me, array, there are 64 pipes actually. Is it
Hmm.
really? So
Yeah.
if I select all the elements and when I click on filter, I can see there are pipes 64. See? So I see
Yeah. Okay.
64 pipes. So out of the
Hmm.
64 pipes, I don't want to, these are select all instance visible in project. So there are
Okay.
64. So I think they are almost like the same size. Now,
Hmm.
let me do one thing. Let me play with something. So I have a pipe here. So this pipe, which is how to change this diameter to 50.
Hmm.
Is it clear now? Now, I don't want
Yeah.
to, I want to play with something. Let me draw a very stupid example, okay, to make you
Okay.
understand. Okay, so I
Okay.
want to filter only this 50 diameter pipes out of this in the entire view, and I want to tag these elements. How to do that? So I'm having like a 70 elements here. So get parameter value by name. Same thing again. Parameter.
Okay.
So what is the parameter it is? When I select this diameter, diameter.
Yeah. Yes.
Correct, no? So
Yeah.
parameter is going to be diameter. So you have to filter it. If you're good at understanding how to filter, you can
Hmm.
almost do, see, there is 130 to 50. So it's a 50 over there. Okay.
Yes.
Now I want to filter exactly which is equal to 50, which is equal to 50. So I can see all the last elements of 50. So
Okay.
filter by Boolean mask. So when I connect this to this, from these elements, I want to filter all. Now the in list, these are the pipes I have there. It's the 50 dia with the 50 dia.
Okay.
So I want to tag these elements. So tag dot by element and offset and location. Let's say offset.
Okay.
That's it. Is it clear now? So when I connect
Yeah. Yeah.
these elements to this, it will be, I can only place the tags only for this, not for this stuff. Is it clear now?
Uh-huh.
Simple. How long it has taken?
Yes.
How long it's taken? Not even a 1 minute, huh?
Yeah.
Correct? So if you are good at filtering, you can do
Hmm.
this kind of stuff in just matter of
But
but you
for
keep on.
firefighting, same thing.
Hmm.
For drainage is fine. If I make the same for firefighting means, it will come all the pipes, right? But I
Ah,
don't need,
you will
for
be
example, I
adding,
have more 25 dia pipes.
for example, if it is, you will be assigning some sort of a system type for it, isn't it?
Hmm.
So you will be
Yes.
adding an additional condition here.
Hmm.
Don't pull all the pipes. So
Hmm.
if it is bringing even the firefighting pipe is also a pipe category, you will be
Yes.
adding some additional condition here. For example, when I select this,
Okay.
it's a sanitary one. So if I
Hmm.
select this, it is a sanitary one. Sanitary one. I would like to change this to
Hmm.
the sanitary. So I would
Okay.
like to change this to the sanitary now. So this is a
Hmm.
sanitary. So this is sanitary. So not exactly system name, sanitary 1 and sanitary 2. So whatever it is.
Okay.
So I'll get the
Okay.
value, I'll filter the elements based on the system type. So which is the
Okay.
right keyword to filter that elements out? Array,
Mm-hmm.
I have hundreds of elements. So few elements were placed at 3000, few elements are placed at 2800. I don't want to play with all the elements. What is your key point over there? The elevation. So you will be
Mm-hmm.
started filtering based on the elevation itself. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't know how to do the filtration process based on that elevation, the data will be almost into it. Clear now?
Yeah.
Clear now?
Okay.
Hmm. That's it. So how about application if we don't have a someone texted me in on my WhatsApp. Who's it? Savita. Okay, fine. So you have this application by default, Savita. Okay, let's say just get into the manage. Uh, it comes default Visual Programming. Okay, you don't need to install anything. Uh, is it? Are you there here, Savita? I think you're not here. Oh, she left and texted me on WhatsApp. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Anything? Any other questions you have? It's already 10:40. Guys, don't you leave me. This is a webinar, man. Huh? Okay, fine. I hope I haven't feel you bored today, isn't it? Okay, if you are interested to join the training,
Rajesh, one thing.
yeah, Santosh.
Yeah, just a general question. Rajesh, I have been like, to be frank, I am like from 2 years. I'm trying this Dynamo. Okay, I
Huh.
know some in and out. Myself, like from LinkedIn Learning and something from the YouTube. I am just trying it. Okay,
Hmm.
and I have earned some certificates from the LinkedIn Learning also.
Hmm.
But even though I'm not confident that everything, whichever I can imagine, I can do that.
Hmm.
So that's reason I'm joining. And during you explained about the Python, you have took something a word like syntax, right?
Hmm.
Even for me, I'm totally blank in the languages. I don't know what is syntax also. So
But don't worry.
in that depth basics, you will be taking us, right?
The Python is in a level 2 training, Santosh. Don't worry.
Okay,
Okay, I will be explaining what is a syntax and how to write it, how to understand it
okay,
before I send it to you. Before I send you to the battle, I'll
okay,
teach you everything in the level 1 training itself. What are the things required to understand the level 2 concepts? I'll teach you here in the design scripting, and then I'll send you to the level 2 training. Don't worry. Clear?
okay, okay,
Clear?
okay. Yeah, thank you.
Fine. Good. Thank you. So if you are interested, then text me on WhatsApp so that I can enroll your name for the this batch training. Okay. And again, I'm telling you, I may not be the trainer if you've been delay. I mean, from the next batch. Okay, from the March batch. March and April, I will be busy because like my wife is a pregnant, so I need to take a break for some time. So I will not be available for the month of March and April. So I will not be the trainer. And from April also, I think someone would be the trainer for the same Dynamo training. So that is a reason if there are huge participants in this, huge students in this batch, the management has allowed me to take all the people into this training part. And I will consider this as a very, 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 very special training because I can see a very, very good amount of students in this. Okay. Grab this, uh, grab this opportunity to join a training. Okay, don't look into the commercials at all because if you this is like your investment. So the way you invest, I mean, if you wish to get that the 10 times double, then if you really wish to get it, then join this training program. I will get that done for sure within the span of 3 to 6 months. Whatever you have been invested on this training part, you will be get it back because I'm really looking for people who are interested to join as a BIM developers and who are looking into it. Well, 100% will support them. Don't worry. Clear, guys? Clear? And who is this
Yeah.
TMP temporary? Someone, what may know his name? TMP. Someone named with temp. I just unmuted you. No. Who is this TMP? A person joined with the name of temp. and there is a person who joined with caller to name. So I want you, may I know your name, please? Mr. TMP? I don't know who is it exactly. Okay, fine, whatever. So, anyone have any other questions?
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, you will not be available. So, like, you are the point of contact for me. Actually, I don't know about others.
Hmm.
So I don't know your like institute or your company where it is. But like,
It's in Bangalore.
if you are not available, then and
It's
if
not.
I have some like when I'm developing something, when I'm making something in the Revit model,
Mohammed,
if
Mohammed,
I'm stuck somewhere, so yeah,
I don't run with your fee, man. Okay. My company is in Bangalore, Kormangala, 100 feet road. Okay, KMC Arcade. Okay, Google it and get the maps and come to me directly. If not, if you're from different place, call me on 91605678. It's not my number, it's a company number. I can't skip it. And we are planning to start another branch in Hyderabad as well in just 3 to 6 months. So I mean, which is very close to you, come and sit beside me. Clear, Mohammed? Okay? Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah. No, the thing is, no. Why I'm asking, when I'm
Hmm.
stuck somewhere, if I want to ask, will you be available? I'm asking. This is my
On
question
WhatsApp.
actually.
On WhatsApp. See, the people who have been learned from, who have learned like 2 years ago, they're still texting me. So if they got stuck somewhere, if they haven't done their AVIT API and if they got stuck somewhere, so I'm helping them. Clear? Don't
Yeah.
worry
No,
about it.
you said that you are taking break, so I thought of something else. Okay.
No,
Okay.
I'll be
Okay.
back for sure, but it'll take some time. Okay?
Okay.
Clear? Yeah, fine.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other questions? Anyone? Anand, Aniket, Bino, Chandru, Philip, Kamalesh.
I just
Oh,
have a last
Yes, sir, I have a
question.
question.
yes, please. Tell me, Chandru.
I just used Revit in past 3 months only. Before that, I have worked in 2D for past 5 years.
Okay.
I don't know Revit at all, just a basic things. So, can I learn Dynamo with you for now?
No, Chandru. Don't. I don't suggest. I mean, see, for admission, I can say you can come and join, you can learn it. No, I don't say this kind of like false things. If you're out of this Revit, and if you don't know how to do a manual like modeling strategist, then it's not a right fit for you. Seriously, don't do it. Okay? Clear?
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
fine. But still, anyways, you've been attended for 2.5 hours in an automation thing. You are aware of it now. What does an automation do exactly? Okay, that's
Is
a
the
really good
past,
thing.
yeah. I tried to Dynamo scripting for past 1 month in my work also. I almost
But
done with that, but can't figure it out what the problem is that.
but you said you are not using
So
a
I
Revit.
just
You said you are not using
yeah,
Revit.
I don't know well, but I know the basics. So I used that basic to script that Dynamo script. I almost completed, but last step I couldn't finish that.
If you
So I searched it for in yes, sir.
if you eager to learn Dynamo, then don't waste your time here and there because the time is very worth it than money. You understand? So
Okay,
there are
yes, sir.
there are no resources which help you to guide you in a right direction. I will be doing it because I have faced it. I have stepped down in many cases. The way I started my journey. First, when I went to a seminar, Autodesk seminar, I've seen this Dynamo and impressed a lot. And I thought at that in the 2015 itself, I've seen this and I realized okay, this is going to be a future. So then I joined a company when I was in Delhi. I paid for the C Sharp training, and later on I realized, okay, C Sharp is not the right thing as to I supposed to go with, and then learned Python. So I learned the complete Python, and I don't able to design anything on Revit again. So I've seen many fall downs in my career, in my learning career. Okay, so that is the reason I'm
Yes, sir.
not encouraging anyone to do the same. I don't want you to do the same mistakes. Do you understand? So that is the reason I came up with a very clear direction. How you're supposed to go with. Clear, Is it clear? So
Yes, so
if
first
you're saying
I
about
have to learn Revit first.
then Dynamo, then Dynamo. Because if you
Uh,
don't know how to do it
okay.
manually, how do you automate it, Chandru? Simple logic, no? Correct? Mm.
Yes, I'm just passionate about it. That's why I attend this. Thank you for your guidance.
Good, Chandru. Good. Okay, so
Rajesh,
Thank you.
just one question about this level 1 and level 2. Since you mentioned you will not be there, and if
mm,
someone like me who wants to do level 2 as well, so
uh-huh.
what do you recommend? Like how
Well,
much months
good
we
question.
should wait until we make a next level? We should practice Dynamo or something? Like how the
Did you
progression should be
did
from
you
level
did you
1 to
like
level
my
2?
the teaching levels? Did you
Yeah,
like?
of course.
Okay.
That's the reason I'm asking you.
The way the person who is going to take the level two, which is almost like mirror to me. Do you understand? To be in fact, has more experience than me, is more talented than me. He has started his career with in the automation itself. Okay, and he has a almost like a biggest asset for a Bimera, to be frank. Okay, so we have given a chance to him. I mean, it's he is being with us when the Bimera started. It's been around like he has a 2 years of experience in this teaching with Bimera itself. So
But
the best recommend,
if
we don't generally prefer any kind of a trainers. We don't give a chance to any beginners or the person who doesn't have any experience on it. So
but do
if
you
you like,
but do you recommend waiting for 6 7 months, trying this BIM out,
no,
and
no, no,
then
don't do
going
that.
for
Don't do
level
that.
2 or
Don't do
something
that.
like this?
Don't do that. And one more, there is a one more thing here. Based on the participant count, the trainer will be decided. If where we have a good amount of students, so they will assign me into it because that's going to be the like uh, business revenue. Okay, the company where the revenue is coming more, so they will assign. If in a Revit API, if there are 30 candidates in Dynamo, we have a 6 candidates. I'll be present over there in a Revit API, not in Dynamo. So someone will take care of this Dynamo, or else I'll be taking care of this Dynamo, and that will be taking care of me. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So you first learn
Thank you.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, Sanket. It's a really good question. So the level two trainer is going to be a person. His name is also Kumar. So he has more expert than me. Trust me. Okay. So because it is your career, why should I spoil your career with our decisions, with our internal decisions? No. So far there were no complaints, and to be frank, uh, they were they are more happy. The Revit API, those who learned Revit API from the trainer, they are very happy so far. Okay. We'll just work on the satisfaction, not on financials, not on commercials, nothing. Okay. Clear, Sanket? Fine.
Yeah. Thank you
So,
very much.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. Any other questions or shall we
Yeah,
leave
if we decide to start, when the training session will start?
from day after tomorrow? From day after
From day
tomorrow.
after tomorrow, not
So
from
tomorrow
tomorrow,
we
right?
have to finalize all the like the people who've been joined into this. So we have to
No,
collect
day
their
after tomorrow,
personal
Saturday
details.
and Sunday. So it will start from Monday or it starts from Saturday itself.
No, that we have to finalize it because
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow I have to see because there are a few guys who've been waiting for the salaries. Okay,
Okay.
so that is the reason they are paying late, and until unless they paid, we can't confirm their seat. And they are
Uh-huh.
chasing from me from the last month itself. You understand?
Okay.
From the last month itself, they
Yeah.
have been. I mean, in last month we have 26 students, and 20 students
Mm-hmm.
we allowed into the training, and 6 people have been waiting from last month. So now
Okay.
they're saying like, could you please wait for some time so that once we got the salary, like we'll be
Okay.
paying you. So for that reason, if they paid in time, no, we can have the session tomorrow itself. Clear?
So each batch, how many of them will be there?
20 to 30 people would be there, Mohan.
Maximum. Okay.
Maximum 20 to 30 people.
Uh-huh. Okay, fine.
Hmm.
And one more thing, I sent you one snapshot in WhatsApp.
Yeah, Mohan Krishna, right? Krishna.
Yeah, I tried this tag,
That
but
is
it's like
possible. I'll
it's
explain you.
some like this. It's like messed up.
It is, hi, Are, that's what I'm telling you, man. So you
Hmm.
have to play with the vertices. if you want to do this,
Uh-huh.
let me explain to this everyone. Huh?
Hmm.
Don't get wrong. Let me show this what he has done with the help of automation. You did this.
Yeah. I just did it
Hmm.
in Dynamo.
Good. So here, you know what this is the problem. So you will be able to get either one of this a branch. If there is a pipe which is going through with the one branch, you would like to play with only one, or else if there is a
Yes.
clash with another tag, if there is a clash with another tag, it has to be moved somewhere close to it, where there is a clash should not be happen. So to get this, the Dynamo can't help you out. You have to go with the level 2 training. Why? Because
Mhm.
you can't find these kind of a scripts. I mean the direct notes, because you know even the people who've been posting their scripts, uh, they don't post the main scripts. Why? Because they are selling it as their market. You know,
Okay.
they will not publish the direct scripts
Mhm.
for free of cost at all. So in that case, you have to sit and write. Clear?
Yeah,
Even
clear.
Yeah, even you know when if you go and check the Dynamo packages, the
Hmm.
search for a package, you can find a Bimera, but was last published date it is in 2020 or 2021. We are not sharing anything from last 2 years because we are purely selling the scripts. We are
Okay.
purely selling the scripts. Even though what you have been asked, we have already developed a script for it, but we can't present you in the
Mhm.
training. We can't give it to
Okay.
you as a contributor because we have sold it, and there was some sort of a copyright issues again. Clear?
Uh-huh.
Clear,
Okay,
no?
clear.
Yeah.
If I want something, means can I able to buy it
You can buy
without
it's
my
a very
company?
it's a very expensive. Yeah, you from your company you can buy it. You
Okay.
can buy it from your company again. Not that's not a this thing. Clear?
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. Any other questions do you have?
Yeah, thank you. We'll see on the class.
Hmm. So any other questions you have? Anyone? Shall we leave? Shall
Yeah,
we
yes,
leave?
we can leave. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Thank you, and wish you good luck for your career. And if you have a time to like learn, please learn. Okay? Clear? Okay? Fine. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Everyone, thank you. Bye. See
Oh,
you.
thank you, sir.
See
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
See
Thank
you.
you.
Good night. Good night. Good night.